For days I've been putting off this video, but I just need to get it done. I turned 30 on the 4th of January, and I've been thinking about doing this video since then, and I haven't got around to it. But no matter how this video no matter how this video turns out, I'm just gonna put it out there. Reflecting on my 20s does seem a bit heavy, but I'm just gonna get into it. So, I'm 30, and here's what my 20s taught me. Lesson 1: current choices and future decisions. A lot in my 20s, I realized that I would have done things for the moment. I would have made choices. I would have felt good in the moment, and I would have or solved a problem in the moment that would have gravely affected me in the future. I could think of many, many, many examples where it was just about solving a problem at the point in time, and and it's funny because my mom growing up would have always, always, always said to me, every choice has a consequence. Every choice has a consequence. Even though I would have heard my mom telling me that sometimes some things just need to click for us in our own lives and our own personal experiences. And that is what happened to me. So now, even though I may need to deal with a situation now, I may need to, or I would want to do something now, I now ask myself, okay, assuming that this goes bad, assuming that the worst could come out of this for me in the future, should I still make that decision now? I applied that, and even though in the moment it was difficult to deal with because I didn't have an instant solution for what it is I needed to deal with at the point in time, I found peace in the future, and that really showed me, hey, this is what I need to do and this is how I need to operate moving forward. So a formula I would probably give to y'all to apply this to your life is choose what will make you feel good then, not what would make you feel good now. And that could apply to any situation, any choice you want to make with relationships, with your finances, with your relationship with whatever, with God, whatever it may be. Choose what would feel good after you've done it, not what would feel good while you're doing it. Lesson number 2: live for yourself. Now, this may sound selfish, but it's really not. And again, this is one of the things that you probably really have to experience. Now, I thought by, putting my feelings to the side and putting others first, that was me being kind. That was me expressing love to others. But soon I realized, and through therapy actually, I realized that that was me just not actually loving myself. I would just put, no matter what, somebody asks something, I'm like, yeah, I'm there, I'll do it. And then realizing that, hey, I probably made a bad decision. I probably put myself out too much. I really put myself in a bad position here. And after I learned about that through therapy, I was extremely aware of it, and I began to choose me, basically. Because at the end of the day, we all have to experience the world and everything from our perspective. We are the one living with our feelings on a day-to-day basis. We're the ones doing that. Soon, you quickly realize that people are going to figure out their problems with or without you. And the sooner you realize that is the sooner you kind of really put yourself in a position to say, hey, it'll work out. You don't have to be the savior for everybody. So sometimes we really need to put ourselves first and live for ourselves. And that leads me into lesson number 3. Lesson number 3 is learning to say no. This is really short, sweet, and simple. If it doesn't add to my happiness, add to my peace, or contribute to my goals, I'll say no. And this is not, I wouldn't go and take a lime, I wouldn't go and lime with the bros, because that serves a purpose. But sometimes, liming with the bros becomes toxic, according to who your friends are. Sometimes, doing the things that you used to do, that used to serve a purpose, doesn't anymore. And you might find it difficult to say no because of what people might think about you or the stigma you may have. All these things doesn't matter. You've got to prioritize you and understand that sometimes it is okay to say no if things doesn't serve you. So just like ties into the lesson number 2, which is living for yourself, part of helping you do that is learning to say no. If you say yes to everything and you put your energy and you cast it all over, what is going to grow from that? How are you going to move forward from that? So I would definitely recommend that you protect your energy and you know where to put it and when to pull it from certain places. Again, you've got to understand and have a vision for your life and have goals. And once you reach that point and you've gone through those steps of having a vision, establishing goals, then you would know what to put your energy to and what you shouldn't put your energy to, and that will help you learn to say no with confidence. Lesson number 4: find someone you could speak to. Not having someone I could trust and confide in to speak about almost anything cost me years of my life, cost me stress, cost me a lot of trauma. I would always recommend for someone, find somebody that you could talk to about anything, no matter the situation you find yourself in. They won't judge you. They will be able to give you some song wisdom and song advice. That is priceless. I would look at a particular situation where not having someone to talk to would have cost me so much, versus when I found someone I could have spoken to who would have given me good wisdom and good advice that saved me from even more stress and even more trauma. And I would have seen the stark difference between the two situations. But just find somebody, whether it's a friend, I would advise somebody a little older, somebody a little wiser, who would have probably walked the path that you've walked already. And that will save you so much time, so much stress, so much trauma. If you could find someone that you could speak to who could be able to guide you in the right direction. Lesson number 5: God is for you, not against you. No matter what situation I found myself in, no matter what was happening around me, I never blamed God. I never cursed God. I was never in a situation where I was like, why God? I always believed that God was on my side. God was with me. I always believed that God loved me. And what was happening around me was for reasons I probably couldn't understand. But I took responsibility for everything, and I tried to make the best out of it. Once you start with that, once you face life and face every day and face your problems with that perspective of God is with me, not against me, it just opens up a whole world of possibilities. It just makes your whole outlook much better than if you think God is against you. Because if you think God is against you, then it's a mentality of, well, there's nothing I could do. And you just relieve all responsibility to the situation. You just kind of give up everything concerning that. It just makes life harder. So I would definitely say learn and understand and know that God is with you, not against you. The videographer in me is just hoping that everything in this video is looking good and is coming out the way I want to. Some of the footage looks dark. I'm not really saying all the things that I wrote down to say. I'm forgetting certain things. I'm redoing takes. But listen, the real point of this video is, one, to get the lessons out there, and also just to get videos out there. I've been wanting to do this actually all of my 20s. I've been all over doing a whole lot of things, going through a whole lot of different things. And it's time. It's really time now to invest in myself and follow my passions and do everything that I want to do. Which kind of segues into the other lessons that I want to share with y'all. But let me know how the video itself looks so far, but that's not really the point of this video. Let's go. Lesson number 6. Sometimes the thing you want the most is not what you want at all. I remember graduating in 2017 with a degree in business management and not really finding a job at all after, much like much of my colleagues at the school. A lot of people I would have met didn't have jobs, but also a lot of people did. I was finding it very hard to get a job and I would travel. I didn't have a car at the time. So I would be traveling and seeing people from school, seeing people in shirt and tie and suits and definite, obviously working. And every time I would have seen someone that I knew at a job, in my mind I was like, look, that person is working, that person working, and I'm not working. What am I doing? I need money. I'm living at home with my mom. No income really coming in, doing the odd job here, the construction, the this, the that, all of these different things, and I need a job, I need work. I started a business for a couple of years, and then COVID came around. I wouldn't scratch that up to a success. And then I got into two sales jobs after. And I was like, yes, finally, I have a job. I'm working. And then the demands of the job, after a while, it just got tedious. It just got difficult. Working 6 days a week, dealing with toxic co-workers, toxic management. I just got to a point where I then realized I don't want this. I don't want to work. I don't want a traditional job that I so wanted in my early 20s. Seeing everybody with a job and all these different things, I was like, hey, but I don't want this. And what I realized is that it's not that I wanted the job, but I wanted the financial freedom. So I made the decision to follow my passion, follow my dreams, and gain financial freedom through that. I just love that I could take charge of my own time. I can do what I want when the day come. And that could be a bad thing or a good thing, but you have to take control of your life and know what it is you want to do and know what you have to do to get to where you want to go, to achieve what it is you want to achieve. So sometimes we might think that, hey, I really want this, I really want this. And it may not really be about the thing itself, but what it could give you. And when you try to find the root of things and look at things a little deeper rather than on the surface, sometimes you realize that the things you want, you don't really want at all. Lesson number 8 would be to follow your passion. Whatever it is you do, make sure it's something you want to do, make sure it's something you love, make sure it's something that you care about. Please don't waste any more time building up someone else's dreams and not working on your own. I'm not saying having a job is not important. The world runs off of jobs and people having positions and building up someone else's dreams. Not everybody's going to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody's going to be a person of business, and that's fine. But whatever you're doing, make sure that you're also working on you. Don't spend your whole life working 20, 30 years in someone else's business, in someone else's company, and you have no passions, no hobbies, no goals, no ambition for your life. Please, follow your passion. No matter what it is, no matter how corny it may sound, no matter what it may be, just follow your passion. You know, this video almost didn't happen because of my own insecurities. How would the video be received? If people would relate it, would the lessons that I'm sharing be helpful? But I just started. And again, that's probably a bonus lesson I would give to you. Just start, whatever it may be, just start it. That idea that you've been thinking about for years, just start it. So if I could summarize all these lessons, I would say, make better choices, live for yourself, and trust that God is with you. And if you're in your 20s and you're struggling, just know that this is building you into the person that God wants you to be. I've attached a workbook down below to help you work through your 20s, follow your goals, follow your ambitions, and be the best you could be. See you guys on the other side.